Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at the Technomancer. This is a game by a development company called Spiders, and published by Focus Home Interactive, who I've covered a number of games that they've published for. And it's a weird one because it's not a AAA company, but it's also... they're aiming for grander than just a stereotypical indie game. It's a sci-fi RPG. I would liken it in part to Mass Effect 1 in particular, KOTOR a little bit. Maybe like the first Dragon Age, you know, that kind of thing. It's interesting. I've been playing it for just over a couple of hours, and we're not going to do too many spoiler things, just if you are interested in this game and are worried about that. I've picked out a save file that I've put to one side. We're going to do... it is a main mission, but it doesn't tell you any of the grand plot. It's an escort mission, essentially, but it shows off combat and some of the story beats that I want to explain to you. So that's the gist of it. We will jump into my save, although not the one I've been playing more, not the autosave. Ignore that, ignore this. This is the one I want. So the setup to the game is that it's set on Mars, and apparently the people on Mars, it's been colonised, have been abandoned by Earthlings. And you are a Technomancer, and Technomancers, they're kind of looked at as slave Jedi, I guess. You don't really have your freedom, but you're powerful, so the government who's trying to control the people use you as like special agents. You don't do diplomacy, you do the busy work, the tough guy stuff. Although there is a little bit of talking as well if you so choose. It's also a pretty nice looking game. I'm playing this on PC, but I am using the 360 controller. It's available on Xbox One and PS4 as well, or will be as of June 28th, which is presumably when you're going to see this. That's when the current embargo is, although they did mention it might come forward from that. So yeah, you're a Technomancer. I'm pausing it just so I can concentrate on my thoughts. You're a Technomancer. At the end of the tutorial, I'm going to spoil a little bit of the end of the tutorial, but, you know, it's a tutorial. At the end of the tutorial, you find out a big secret about the Technomancers, where you're not like some godly, otherworldly human. Technomancers are actually the result of the original Earthlings experimenting on people. So you have control over lightning, you have better reflexes, strength, that kind of thing. You're a freak, essentially, a mutant, but if that secret ever got out, the government wouldn't be able to use you because people would be scared of you. Mutants are generally seen as bad. So you're bonded by the secret, and that's why you kind of have to go along with what you're told. There's a moral system in the game where you can be a bastard, but to different people, which is a bit interesting. So hang on, if we go to my menu here, we'll talk about the different fighting styles in a second here, because it's actually what makes the combat quite fun. But if we go across to, not talents, although there is talents, I've mostly been going into... well, the yellow ones are because I'm wearing a bit of gear that's giving me a level in them. I've mostly been over here with science and charisma. But if we go to, well, also there's attributes, strength, what you would expect. Strength, agility, power, which is your powers of lightning, and constitution, which is health and whatnot. But here, no, this is not where the moral stuff is. Where is it? There it is. So not only do you have karma ratings with individual people, Jeffrey and David are the two followers you can see to my left right now. One of them is like a noob who has good intentions, the other one is slightly more of a veteran who's an arsehole. You also have individual ratings with factions. Abundance is the city I'm in, the army that I'm kind of working for. You probably don't want to piss them off. The army is just soldiers. The Vori are the opposing force. The Free Mutants I haven't actually met, they're a bit further in. The opposition is kind of like the rebels. So an example of an earlier mission in the game, you find the opposition have set up a bomb that's going to get set off, and you can arrest the leader, you can let them go, you can let the bomb explode, you can stop the bomb and then let the person go. It purports that all these things are going to have significant effect on where the story is going. Yet to see it, but this is still kind of like the build-up, and do keep in mind these are first impressions, not a review. And you can also see where I've kind of been mostly spending my time, stat-wise. But yeah, in the game you have, well, technically 4 skill trees, very akin to The Witcher actually this is. You have your Technomancy powers, which is your power over electricity. You've also got a Guardian style, you've got a Rogue style, and you've got a Warrior style. And you don't just pick a class, you are actually all of these whenever you like. So for example, if I draw my weapon right now, I am currently in staff form, and I can attack, and I can also do a little quick hit to try and stun people, and that kind of thing. Also, the reason it's electric is because I currently have a permanent buff on. It's one of my Technomancer powers, so regardless of which weapon I'm using, it will also always be buffed with electricity, and it will have a chance to stun enemies as a result. So there you go, that's the staff form. And the staff form is kind of like AoE, high damage, that kind of thing. But if I hold RB to go to my stances menu, I can then also go to rogue style instead, which is a bladed weapon and a pistol. Pistol you can fire to stun people, and then you've got quick slashes, and you've got a much more effective dodge. So it's all about kind of maybe going for backstabs, dodging attacks, stunning with the pistol, that kind of stuff. And of course we also have, this is the style I've used the least, so I can't talk about it that much, but it's essentially the tanky style. You have a proper block with a proper shield, you've got a big mace to smack people. Your dodge though is kind of like just a backstep or side step, so it's not so good for evasion, but it's great for blocking. My preferred style is mostly going between rogue and warrior though. That's what I've enjoyed so far. I do also, if I hold... Oh wait, no, that's pause menu. Sorry, if I hold L trigger, I get my quick presses at the bottom left there. If I press A, I can shoot some like force lightning. X is the weapon buff, Y is the energy used for Technomancer powers, and B is heals. Simple as. Top left is my experience bar, health bar, and then my companions here as well. So that's it. We'll get into some combat as we go, but I suppose we should show off some of the voice acting. Which one I used the nice one again? I think... Yeah, David is the dick. We'll talk to Jeffrey, who's kind of like the well-meaning noob.
At your command, Lieutenant.
So we can ask him about a specific character or faction that we've met, or we can ask him about where we are. Like, for example, I could ask about the Technomancers, which is what I am.
What do you think about Technomancers?
Oh, hell. Well, you're putting me on the spot, aren't you? Alright, well, you guys are strong and all that with your powers, no doubt. And honestly, you're only the second one I've ever met. First guy was at our place in Green Hope. He's a nice old guy. He taught us some terrestrial techniques, and, you know, obviously he was there for us if we had spiritual problems. But, to be honest, I can't really compare him to you or any of the other ones here, of course. That said, honestly, I'm really proud to serve under you, Lieutenant. You're an example to try to live up to. I mean, you're just one of us regular people, and you became an officer and a Technomancer. It's really incredible and inspiring.
So I hope that was audible. It seemed a little bit quiet. Also, did you see those like slightly harsh cuts between every bit of his dialogue? Every so often there's a bit like that. Sometimes dialogue is quieter, sometimes it's louder. It's, what is that term for when you're mucking around with audio in post? I'm blanking on it. They haven't done enough of that. ARG isn't the right thing I'm thinking of. It's close to ARG. They need to do more of that. There is some bad audio balance, and it kind of varies, and also there is those harsh cuts sometimes in dialogue where there really shouldn't be any. The voice acting overall, it seems fine to me. I don't really have any particular complaints. I can't praise it either. It's just okay. We can quickly ask again about, I don't know, I don't ask about anybody who is particularly important to the story. Let's just ask about where he came from. Let's ask about Green Hope, because I don't think you can go there anyway.
You're from Green Hope, right? What was it like?
Ah, Lieutenant, it's a really beautiful place. You got to see it to believe it. A lot of space, not like the city. A lot of cultivating and breeding areas. I mean, a lot of stuff that makes its way here is made there. And hell, if you like hunting, that's your place. Not that it's perfect or nothing. Like, its houses aren't as nice as our Capitol buildings for sure, but it's nice there. You'd like it. Beautiful views of the desert and fields around it. Really, really nice.
Yeah, so he's a country bumpkin, essentially. I know I've got two human companions with me at the moment, but if you look at the trailer, for instance, for the game, you'll see that you do get a variety of potential followers, assuming you don't piss them off. Alright, we'll leave the conversation for now. Hopefully that was audible, as I say. And we'll go around a little bit. We do have an objective to go to, which is in that direction, but I'll wander a little bit in case we get into a random fight. I'm playing this on the standard difficulty. There's one below that and two above that, available right from the start, I believe. The combat is unforgiving. You take a lot of damage, so it forces you to focus on evasion, for the most part. Actually, I do also have a quest I can quickly hand in here. This is a side quest, not a main quest, so hopefully that isn't considered too spoilerific. But yeah, if you let yourself get smacked a few times in combat, you will die.
Veronica, I need a favor. I'm looking for access to the professor.
So this might actually give us access to a couple of skill checks for charisma and or science.
Just want my work to share, Zachariah. If he came back, I don't think he'd be too pleased to find out I handed it away. You ever find out what happened to him?
So we're going to be honest here and tell her what happened to the professor she worked for.
From what I could gather, he was arrested and thrown into the correctional camp. Apparently his criticism of the government was more important to them than his work. Times we live in, I guess.
I don't even know what to... Such a loss. A waste. Maybe his work shouldn't be abandoned. If he's not coming back anytime soon, or at all, and you can do good with it.
So now I can take that research that I was after because they were researching the guy who went missing because the government made him disappear. He was researching Technomancers. But I won't go hand that in so you don't know what happens when you do that. I think it's time we showed off the combat, so I'm going to go looking for a fight. And there might be some spawned enemies somewhere around here. Yeah, down there is. That guy right there is an enemy. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot to mention, there is a stealth mechanic in the game. You can get backstabs on enemies. I haven't really been putting points into it, so I don't think I can get this guy. Plus, he's not, you know, his back isn't exposed, so we'll just kind of lock onto him. Let's get in fighting. So yeah, if you try and just spam attack on an enemy, I'll show you what happens. Oh, actually, there's enemies behind me, so that might not be a good idea. Eventually, they'll go into an evasive thing where they're like, they can perfectly evade you over and over. And they will counter you, and you will get hit, because it punishes you just trying to spamming the button. Also encouraging you, I encourage you rather, to look at my HP. I only got hit, like, maybe twice. So yeah, if you spam buttons, the enemy will just gank you, and they'll wreck you. Luckily, he was going to concentrate on one of my followers there. But yeah, combat I really, really like. Also, let's maybe just zap this guy. So that's a little bit of a taste about the combat. I totally forgot to use that. When you're using staff form, you can do big AoEs. So yeah, when you knock people out, you aren't doing anything lethal, incidentally, even though sometimes you use guns. You can take a little look at what they're carrying. Sometimes it's gear, sometimes it's just serum, which is used for basically everything. For crafting, for buying, for all that sort of thing. So if you want more serum, you get the choice to... Oh, I got a cleaver there, don't need it, so I'm just going to destroy it. You also get the choice to actually outright kill people by draining their serum from their body. I haven't done it yet, apart from to wild mutant creatures, like, you know, wild animals. I don't know if this affects your karma. I assume it would, because you're murdering people and you're told not to kill anyone. I'm not sure. But anyway, let's try and get into another little fight, and then we'll do a little bit more of the story. The mission I've got primed up. And then that'll do it. I don't want to show off too much. This is a game where the story is quite important to the experience. Yeah, we've got to clear these people because some important persons are arriving and we've been told to bodyguard them. And we don't want people standing around in case they're terrorists. But for now, let's try and see if we can find ourselves another little fight also. Oh, I got a level, of course, as well. We need to spend that. Well, very quickly then, I can't remember what I spent my level on when I was doing this before. Oh, I think I got the next level of Charisma, actually. What else could we get? We could get Stealth level 1, we could get more levels in Traps and Lockpicking, we get more Exploration. Charisma level 2. I like passing skill checks. And what else did we get? Oh, we got a pass. So, let's see, if I wanted to, say, get this level of Upgraded Slash, it gives you a choice of what you want to get. So you can either increase the chance of dodging shots during this attack by 35%, or you can increase the damage by 10%, although that's for Rogue, I just realised. Maybe I should put one into Staff. Increases the chance of a critical hit by 5%, or increases the chance of disrupting by 10%. Disrupting is key when you're fighting lots of targets, so I'll take that. It locks you out of the other skill for that particular one. I assume you can respec if you decide you've changed your mind. Let's see if we can find some other people around here who want to fight. I'm trying to remember where some of the randomly spawned battles are. They appear again after a little while. Maybe up here? Oh, oh no, wait, no, those are ones you can actually talk to. Let's try over here. Oh, a dark alley. This seems like the kind of place you'd get assaulted. No. There is some pop-in. I'm sure you've noticed the NPCs sometimes just kind of pop in when you turn corners. You haven't had any glitches or anything like that? Oh, hey. Yeah, I think this is an old lady crew that attacks you. Yeah, it is. So she dodged my attack, so I'm going to back off a little bit. Actually, let's try a different... Oh yeah, I forgot you could pause with RB as well. Let's try Rogue style. So I attack much faster, I do less damage, but I can do backstabs. I think I also have a small chance to poison, and of course I have the disrupting gun attack. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has a high chance of making them not attack. Well, at least the given gun I have does. You can get guns that are more focused on damage and less on disrupting, but I have placed a lot of value in disrupting targets. Yeah, there's occasional like deliberate slowdown when it's doing like cool things or you're going to disrupt an attack. We'll take that because I can probably sell it even though it's not very good. So as I said earlier, the Technomancer will be available on June 28th. You'll probably be seeing this early on the day or maybe slightly before, depending on when the embargo is. I like it so far. The asking price is pretty steep, though, I will say that. It's £34.99 in British pounds. That's not cheap. That's definitely not in the indie price range. They are going for a grander scale than that. And what is here is impressive. I like the atmosphere of the city as well. There's a lot of subtle personality. Not the NPC dialogues, which all repeat when you walk near them. Just, I like the feeling of this horrible city on Mars, and they're screwed over because they've been abandoned there. And they trust these Technomancers that they think are magic but are actually just mutants. It's amusing. Anyway, we should also get some skill checks here to try and move one of these people.
Citizens, gotta keep moving. Go.
We're going.
Yeah, so they just back off instantly, but I'm pretty sure these guys don't. Who are we talking to? You?
Stay back. Keep moving.
Screw you. You move. I live here.
Yeah, so we get to either threaten, we get to convince via charisma, which is a 100% chance, or we can just bribe him with some serum. We're gonna convince him.
There may be an attack coming. We're just trying to keep everyone safe.
An attack? Why didn't you just say that? We're out of here.
Alright, so they're gone, so now that we have done that, we can go into the hangar via the store around here, I think. And we'll meet the officials. One of them is like a pop star or something. So we'll get a little bit more story, then we'll do quite a long stint of combat, and then that'll probably do it. I think by now you'll have seen enough to decide whether or not this is something you're interested in. If you like the original KOTOR, the original Mass Effect, I think this might be up your alley. I'm not saying it's as polished as either of those, but it's in the same ilk.
Oh, hey there. You're the officer who's escorting us? Damn, we got lucky. Our own Technomancer. Name's Nisha.
Pleasure. Zachariah Mancer. I'll get you where you need to go.
Never met a Technomancer before. Must be amazing to have powers like that. I gotta say, I was getting pretty worried Aurora would try to attack us on the road. But with you tagging along?
You still need to be careful and stick together. Never know when danger's gonna crop up.
So yeah, we can talk to them, but we're just going to go out and get started. There's a crafting station if you want to take a quick look at the crafting. You have to get recipes and whatnot, but you have them for weapons, you have them for armor, and you have them for health injections and whatnot. So for example, if I wanted to give myself a few more health, I could actually give myself quite a few, so there we are. Because I'm going to get hit a lot in this next session. I actually had to take a couple of tries at it beforehand. Oh, I forgot to give you a bunch of free stuff as well. Alright, let's do this.
Did you hear that, Lieutenant? We gotta get over there.
Can't leave these people without an escort, soldier. They're vulnerable to attack. Go on, report back when you can. Stay hidden. I'll deal with the assassins.
So we're going to have to deal with a lot of people here. I don't actually know if any of these officials can die. I did it without losing anybody when I did eventually do it. But because we're getting attacked by multiple people, staff really is the best bet here because I can hit multiple of them. Whoa, that was close. Just restore my energy a little bit. There's probably another one right behind me. Oh, maybe not. See, he started dodging me there because I did too many attacks in a row. I like the combat. I think they're onto something with this stance switching stuff. There is another wave coming very quickly, so I'm just trying to grab what I can. Oh, trying to get behind me, eh? I'm sure you can see what my strategy is at this point. It's stun them with a quick attack and then try and get the AoE. So that skill I bought that's increasing the disruption chance is really coming in handy. Oh, he got stunned. was easy. I'm finding this a hell of a lot easier now that I've had a little bit more experience with the combat. Is that it?
Stay hidden. I'll
Nope.
deal with the assassins.
Oi! Don't hit a lady, that's rude. I need them to come together, ideally, so I can smack them both. Oh, see, he countered me there by dodging at the right time. See how quickly it turns? Look at my HP now. Oh, there's a gun guy over there. Stay close to that gun guy and he's not going to have a good time. Just got to watch out for his parries.
I'll get you someplace safe. We gotta go now.
We're following you, officer, trusting you with our lives.
Let's head to the north gate. Then the guards can take you to the residence or the exchange.
You're an impressive young man. I've always trusted our Technomancers. Gentlemen, miss, let us dally no more.
So that's where you get a checkpoint as well, I believe, if you were to then go on and die. We'll take what he has. You restore back to full health pretty much as soon as you're outside of a fight. But there is some more combat to do before we can get this group to safety. We've got some crafting components there. Oh gee, I wonder if they're after me. Dealing with a shield alone is awkward. Ow. You're late, you're late. I want to get rid of his pal first. There we are. Alright, now I can deal with the irritating shield. Oh, that was handy. That's a gun person coming though, I think. Oh, another one, eh? Just smack that lady right in the face with a hammer. Do you feel okay about that? Oh, and also I am close to death. I very quickly dodged that shot. Heals aren't instant, by the way, it's regen. So you can't just heal through killer damage.
We're not safe here, are we, officer?
You're definitely not safe here now. Alright, I won't bother pausing to look, because as I say, this isn't my main save file, I've already played past this point. Wrong button, I meant to hold right trigger to get my map. Yes, we're going this way. So there's one more assault, I believe. Yep. See, the thing that makes this awkward is the gun guy's hidden at the back. Ow. And it's tight, so it's hard to get round to him. I'm constantly dodging because I know he's going to take shots. Oh, I do not want to get stuck in a corner. That was very lucky. We need to finish this guy off. You the last one? You are the last one. Didn't mean to pause, meant to do that. Let's change to Rogue. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I poisoned him with a backstab. For groups, especially when you're on your own, the staff is the best bet. So I'm sorry if I haven't been showing off the other fighting styles very much, but for this situation it really is required. Well, not required, but it certainly makes it a lot more manageable, let's put it that way.
Thank you, officer. I hope to see you around soon. I'll be at the source.
I think Zachariah might be in there.
Lieutenant, everything go all right? It's been awful over there. They blew up the protection shutters, so we had to evacuate everyone.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't just a diversion. It was a symbol, too. Destroy the roof of a rival city, and they won't forget about it anytime soon.
That's true. That's some good thinking, Lieutenant. So, we heading back to the barracks? I'm sure the captain will be wanting your report as soon as possible.
You can go back immediately, but just so that I don't show that conversation off, we're going to pause there. And, oh, we got another level up. I can quickly spend that if I wanted to, say, go into the Technomancer tree. Maybe get increases the chance of immobilizing an enemy. That's not too bad, yeah. Why not? You have to buy the skill first, then you can upgrade the skill next level. Or you get some passives as well. And every so often you get a level in talents, every so often you get a level in your attributes, like for example I'm long overdue getting some more HP. That kind of thing. So this has been a look at the Technomancer. There will be a link to the Steam store page below, but it's also available on Xbox One and PS4. £34.99 in British pounds is a high asking price, but I think this is something special. It's a game that's aiming for AAA without the budget, and it's getting close to what it was aiming for, I think. If you are watching this before release, there is a 15% discount on Steam as well, but if you're watching this after the fact, that'll be long since done. Thanks very much for watching. Please do leave a like, and ta-ta for now.